Well, thank you very much, Dommy. That's the D4W. Done for
All
now. We're going
right.
to go into the FS. You're going to take a little break.
I'm going to sign up for the moment and give my mic to the delightful Leslie, who's coming
Leslie
up.
Gale's going to
And,
join us in the studio here from Skydive Mag. Thank you very much, Dommy.
I will be back with you soon.
So, a great morning of live action we've had here. This is Inflight Dubai, and it's Clash of Champions. It's the first ever major event down here in Dubai at this tunnel, this amazing venue that we've had in place. We've had a round of four-way from the AAA, 2 rounds of AAA. I'm joined in the studio by Leslie Gale, a good friend from Skydiving. Morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Regan.
How are you?
Pleasure to join you.
What an upset from the scores of the round one there we had with Airspeed taking the 2-point advantage over Hayabusa and the French team in the middle of all that.
Yes, must be very exciting for Roy to be beating his previous teammates at the moment. Of course, there's everything to play for, but yes, it was a shake-up with round one.
Yeah. Well,
And
we've just had Monaco. Hayabusa now are getting in the door, and it's their interpretation. Round 3, it's 9-21-19, isn't it, this round 3? Here they go, Hayabusa.
So 9 a fast block there, it's more or less a randoms. 21's a classic boogie block, so this could be quite a fast round.
Yeah, I think so. How's the atmosphere down? You've been down. You've been writing for your page, have you, Leslie, this morning?
It's absolutely electric down there. All the competitors are watching. You can see the collective oohs and ahs when things go wrong and things go right. And it's great to see how it's bringing all the disciplines together. Much appreciation for the flyers in the other, in the other competitions. Hayabusa are storming through this.
Those zigzag marquees are better than mine, I must say. Hayabusa, ladies and gentlemen, it's round 3 of the AAA we're going into now. After this, we've got the second round from the AA category. Well, yeah, big smiles there, Dennis and Dave, as they come out through the door. It's good to see get a feel of the insight, the psychology involved. We've got Thunder now, the second Belgium team. They're good skydivers in their own right, aren't they, Leslie? Thunder.
They're fantastic. They've had the same lineup now for 7 years. How many 4-way teams achieve that? And yeah, it's great to see them here competing internationally and for Belgium, which they weren't allowed to do at the recent World Cup. But obviously it's in Dubai's Clash of Champions. You can make your own rules, and we're happy to take them as a Belgian team.
It's going to be good to see them doing the 8-way with Hayabusa.
Yes, Thunderbirds, that's going to be some show, I think.
Yeah. 8-way in a tunnel. You can't do everything, can you? You've got to take quite a bit out, but it's a competition to be had.
Yeah, and it's great to see this massive tunnel that Inflight Dubai have. You can see these guys, the big boys, Thunder, and they kind of struggle a little bit in a 12-foot tunnel, but the size of this was 16.5 foot. They've got all the room to play with, and that's a great round from them.
We've got massive media coverage on this event, Liz. We've got this live stream now that everybody's watching. We've got the VNR people doing the little vignettes which are going out worldwide to the different TV and radio stations. We've got the bloggers. We've got a full-time periscope on this event. We've got you here as well with Skydive Mag. It's a big, big media situation, isn't it?
It is, and it's actually the best 4-way lineup I've seen at any competition ever. The competition that you've run here has just drawn the massive players from all over the world, and we've got some amazing scratch teams. Well, when I say scratch teams, I mean scratch teams of world champions who are up there in the top quarter of the scoreboard.
We've got the World Air Games directly after this. That's got a big impact as well. That's bringing a lot of the heavy hitters, isn't it?
Well, yes, the professional teams can actually come here and spend 3 weeks here, in fact even 4 weeks, doing a bit of training before, and then have 2 really, really high-level competitions back-to-back, which isn't an opportunity that is normally offered.
Yeah. It's tunnel competition. You've seen it from the beginning. Bodyflight World Challenge, it's 10 years old this year, isn't it? I think it was.
Yes.
It's come on a lot, hasn't it, in the last 10 years? In the last few years, it's just gone exponential with all these new tunnels.
That was a great round from local team. Assar,
Dubai Black.
Very nice and controlled. Yes, as always, Dubai has lifted the game. I think Paul Mayer of Bodyflight, threw his hat in the ring, starting putting the prize money down for the Bodyflight World Challenge. And Inflight Dubai, what they've done here, just raising the prize money to $200,000
Incredible, isn't it?
across all the events. It's and combined, as you say, with the World Air Team, with the World Air Games, it's just brought an incredible lineup here.
As our Dubai Gold now with their round 3.
And there's 3 Dubai teams here in the four-way, which is nice to see, because I know that they keep changing the lineup of these local teams. People leave, people arrive. Some people come in, they're just barely off tandems, and suddenly they're going into AAA.
Yeah.
So it's great to see what Craig and Ileana are doing, building a really good squad here. We've got 2 teams from Dubai, the SR teams, in the AAA, and we've also got one in AA.
Yeah.
Presumably they're waiting to fill the shoes of the next people that leave.
You've got a lot of experience in formation skydiving, Leslie. Recently, you've been very proficient with the 8-way competition. What are you up to these days when it comes to jumping?
Well, still doing a bit of 8-way, won the 8-way nationals this year. Would have liked to have done a competition here, because it's great to see an 8-way competition in the tunnel. I think Paraclete's the only other one that's done that, so it's great to see Dubai bringing this new discipline.
And the World Air Games, who've we got coming over? We've got some Brits for that, have we, for 8-way?
Yeah, we got Microclimate, who's the current British 8-way team. They've got more chicks on them, more Brit chicks than Microclimate, though, so we're not quite sure why they've kept the Microclimate name.
Black Cat, Russia. I like this team. I like their energy.
Yes, Black Cat is also another very, very long-standing team.
They had a bit of a meltdown in the Hurricane Factory at the FAI meet. They had a couple of great rounds to start. They just kind of went off the ball from. But today they're setting off a good start. Have you got the scores in front of you so far for the AAA, Leslie? See what we've got. Yeah, the round 2's been.
Yeah, the Black Cats. The Russians always. They have a different dynamic from the other teams. They go fast and furious, as though the other teams don't. But their engineering is completely different, where they will just take the fastest move, whatever is the fastest move. Other teams in the world have a continuity plan, and you expect some kind of familiarity with your slot. So the Russians can be brilliant, or it can result in a meltdown just from unfamiliarity. And that looked like a brilliant round to me.
Yeah.
So yes, just looking at the scores after round 2. Well, they haven't scored Hayabusa yet, so of course it's hard to say.
Round, have we,
at the moment, after round 2, then Airspeed are still in the lead with 58 points, ahead of Wemby Lille. That's the team with Roy Jansen, Julian Dagan, and the Guillaume and Mathieu, the Bernier brothers. So they're in second place with 55, and just behind them the Golden Knights female four-way with 53, followed by Guitar Tigers on 49. But as I say, Hayabusa yet to be scored, Evolution yet to be scored, Black Cat in the French female four-way, and Thunder yet to be scored. So those standings could change at the end of round 2.
This is a very interesting team. They're 10 and 9. We've got the great skills there, Martial and
Marco Arrigo in there. It's a player-coach team, isn't it?
Yeah. This young gentleman from Mauritania who decided he wanted to get himself up there with the best a few years ago, and he initially started training with the French four-way in Ampura Brava, and he's done some work with some Belgians as well, and here he is now with two icons of four-way, really, Leslie.
Yes, you see Martial there. I love to watch him fly. He's so aggressive, yes. Sometimes I say to him about it. He says, "Oh, it's just a bit of a show, you know. The audience, they like to see it." It's like, yes, Martial.
But he talks that way. He talks with that kind of fast,
So is this
machine gun style? This is
Gavroche,
Gavroche, France.
I haven't got a list. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
But it looks like their style.
This is where we're up to now.
So these are Les Anciens of France, by which I mean, I think they're all world champions. They've been around for many, many years. These guys are also competing in the 8-way when that comes up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nice. Seem to have the whole of the top half of French belly skydivers in the world here.
Yeah, for sure.
With Les Gavroche, we've got the current French national team. We've got 3 of the old national team with the team with Roy. Yeah, we've got Monaco.
Yeah.
And of course all the Aerocart teams that they've been training up the youngsters.
Yeah.
Oh, and how could I forget the French ladies?
Of course. Those young teams as well are incredible. Qatar Tigers are going to be the next team, then Infringers, and the Hurricane Factory Bad Boys. You're watching live action here, Inflight Dubai, Clash of Champions 2015. Myself, Regan Tetlow, and Leslie Gale bringing you the commentary as Qatar Tigers get in there. They are looking fast as well, Leslie.
They're looking amazing. And Qatar, relatively new team to the top level of formation skydiving. It's always been dominated by the French, the Americans, the Russians. And then it's great when you see suddenly a new nation comes and gets on the podium or on podium levels. The work that the Qataris have put in, all of these guys are very, very new to formation skydiving. They've been working with various coaches over the last few years, and now they look like a really top-level team.
Beautiful shot of those 21s from above there. Gary Smith's with them at the moment, isn't he, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also coaching Hayabusa.
Yeah. Good round of applause there from the people watching. Infringers Russia. I wasn't aware of this team until this week. I've not seen much of them before. Infringers. Let's see what we've got for them now. Nice audience there, a good shot with that crane camera panning over the back end of the tunnel. Here we go, Infringers Russia.
Not quite a full launch there. It's interesting to see how much more technical the launches have gotten in the beginning. People would more or less go in individually, maybe with a couple of grips, and now it's got as technical as out of the side of an aircraft.
Exactly.
Almost all the top teams launching a four-way.
I can't stop myself calling it an exit, even though it's an entrance, really. But
I know it's like a jump off, isn't it? You know it's a fly off, but
yeah. 21 teams in the AAA category. $31,000 up for grabs in this category, as well as in the AA and the A.
21 teams, and the level is just astounding.
In the other categories, Leslie, we take out the slot switches on the AA,
That's easy
don't we?
to say, isn't it?
It's not easy for me. Slot switches. That's what we do for the AA, isn't it? We get rid of those blocks. Is that right?
Yes.
And then for the A category, for the rookies, if you like.
There's just fewer blocks, and the rounds are shorter.
Yeah.
So you don't have to remember so many points. And I know there was a lot of opposition, or there was some opposition to having so many categories when they were brought in. People feeling that maybe they were just medal hunters,
right?
And concerned that the teams wouldn't keep going if they got a medal in single A. Are they going to keep going and step up a level? But what we're seeing now is really the proof that these categories do work, and they do train the skills. Because first people learn their personal skills with randoms. In the rookie category, then they go up to single A and they do short dives of simple blocks. Then they get some more complicated blocks, and then eventually in the senior level, then that's when you start getting the slot switches, and it becomes a lot more difficult. But we're really seeing teams go all the way up to the categories like the Bad Boys. There, like the Hurricane Factory ladies.
Well, Canada Evolution.
It's great to see them.
Isn't it just?
There were rumours they were going to stop after getting a bronze medal in Prostyov, but no, changed the team member, and here they are, back with all of 17 jumps together, but 7 hours tunnel.
Yeah, they're making a massive difference to the Canadian scene. For FS, really stepped it up over the last couple of years.
Wow, those nines are just beautiful. They're getting that slight height separation. You see they go over and under.
Yeah.
And doing exactly what I was saying earlier, putting a new country on the map, on the podium. It just shows that, in skydiving and in tunnel flying, it's all out there. It's all out there for anyone to get. That just because the team that's winning now doesn't mean that they're going to be winning next year.
That's right.
This is a phenomenal round for Evolution. That was amazing. I'm excited to see that score.
Arizona Airspeed next. Fresh from the US Nationals, where they had a phenomenal competition.
Yes, and great to see them out in front after the first and probably the second round. They were beaten quite severely by Hayabusa at the Wind Games, and then they've come back stronger than ever. They don't like losing.
No. It's great as well that we've got not only this competition, but we've got the World Air Games afterwards, so they can really
They can
take
have a
the fight
rematch.
indoor and outdoor. Yeah.
And they're on fire.
They are indeed.
Nice little cheat they've got on the 9 there to get it nicely to the next point. I don't think I've ever seen airspeed flying this well inside the tunnel. Obviously they train in Eloy, Arizona. They're known as the best team in the world frequently outside. It's only last year that Hayabusa managed to take that title away from them. But normally they do so much outside that they don't do so much inside the tunnel. Right. And Hayabusa mostly has the edge on them when it comes to inside. So I don't know if they've been training a lot in the tunnel or just the desire to win.
This winning streak for Dennis, young Dennis from Hayabusa, 11 championships indoor he's won. He's not lost one yet. Is this going to be the end of his winning streak? We shall see over the next few days.
Well, I'm not so sure. Anything can happen. We'll go back to that in a moment. Here's the French ladies. They're skydiving really well. They were
This is the open team, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the ladies are after this one.
Well done, Regan. Are you paying attention?
I've got the paper in front of me, that's all. But the ladies, well,
so this is the current French national team.
Yeah.
At the moment, being beaten by the previous French national team, which was the team with Julien, Mathieu, Guillaume, and Roy. So in theory, you'd think that the current national team would beat the previous one, but experience counts for a lot.
Yeah, it does. All right, here come the four-way female fly in this new tunnel, 17-foot tunnel, due to open anytime soon.
And the French ladies were beaten quite severely by the Golden Knight four-way in the recent competition in Prague, but they seem to have upped their game, and it's looking very tight between the two of them. Just 1 point between them on the first round, and we've yet to see the second round scores.
Between the Golden Knights and the French?
Yes.
Yeah.
They always have a very such a fluid style, the French. They take the momentum from one formation or one block into the next one, whereas the American style is a little bit more almost a static.
Stop. Yeah.
Which of course is what you're supposed to show for the judges, but when you're scoring a 20+ average, there isn't a lot of time for staying still.
All right, so that was a French four-way female. Barguzin from Russia. Next in to the airfield. Great shot there from that camera of the start of the exit, the entrance, whatever you're going to call it. There it goes. Again, another big team taking up a lot of space in the tunnel there, Leslie.
Good job. You got this massive tunnel here at Inflight Dubai, Regan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you do, in all seriousness, you see the bigger guys. I'm not being sexist there. It just tends to be them that are bigger than the girls, and sometimes you see them struggle in the smaller tunnels.
Yeah, some of the longer blocks.
And some of the smaller tunnels solve that by taking some of the blocks out, but then you don't get a true average.
Yeah.
You want to be able to go through all of the formations.
Right, now it's the Golden Knights female team. Great US nationals, a great FAI meet in Prague as well. They seem to have a very aggressive style, very almost reminiscent of the old style French way or four-way. You can see there the French contingent down at the bottom watching what's going on.
Yeah, they're army through and through, and their style is just kill it.
Yeah. Look at him go. Beginning of that 21 is absolutely no pause. Here it comes. Bang. There we go.
And when you're up close, as I was earlier, and personal, you can really see the expressions on their faces.
Yeah.
Believe me, they look like they want to murder somebody. They don't. Some of the other teams, not the French ladies team, but the French team in there are almost smiling. But these girls, if looks could kill, the other teams would be dead right there.
And that can play into it, can't it? The psychology, you know, the.
Well, I think they're just so aggressive.
Yeah.
I never see them looking like that outside the tunnel.
No,
they're
they're very
really lovely bunch of
polite,
ladies. The nicest group you could hope to meet, always smiling and friendly. But yeah, when I guess in war, you don't get any prizes for second place, do you?
Don't. This is another one of the first young teams from France. The Demi won. Ericat Aki, Demi won.
Yeah, and they've got these youngsters all the way through the levels, haven't they? They've got some in AAA, AA, and single A.
France are so good at that, aren't they? Bringing people on.
Yes, and this is a new project for them. I don't know much about it. You should try and get Françoise in from the female four-way and interview her. I was talking to the French earlier about it, but yeah, it's a big project starting them young, and you can see the proof of it here. I wonder what we're going to see in future years. The French have always been on the top of the world stage, always on the podium. So can they push it to even greater levels by starting them younger?
Don't forget to send in your pictures where you're watching from. Hashtag Clash of Champions. You can send me a message through as well on Facebook, Regan Tetlow, or on Twitter @Regan Tetlow as well. We'll give you a shout out. It's good to know the world is watching. Western Europe is getting out of bed now. They'll be tuning in to Gary Smith there, watching intently. Great competitor and a great coach as well. He's always a great value to talk to. Right, here we go. This is one of the English teams. We've got two
ACM Air Combat
British
Manoeuvres.
Teams. Yeah.
With Aaron, Debbie, Anna and Gareth. Pretty well a scratch team with this lineup. They've just done a couple of hours. Debbie had a really bad year this year. Well, she injured her wrist just before Nationals, so she couldn't enter the Nationals. Forgive me if I'm saying things that you said before.
No, it's not at all. Don't worry about that. Aaron didn't get to compete this year, did he, in the Nationals?
No, he's been to Bahrain for 3 years.
Yeah.
No, so he was at this year's Nationals. But other than that, he wasn't competing with Satori. He's been out of Satori for a couple of years. He said he loved it, just being back at Hibblestow, being back in the competition scene. I think they're flying really well, these guys.
So many teams in the UK right now, one of the biggest nationals in the world. Only 2 teams represented in this competition, Leslie.
Yes, why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the time off work? Is it the expense of getting here? Especially with the 3 levels as well available.
It might help in future years if the in-flight Dubai competition could be slightly closer to the outside competition.
Maybe, yeah.
Because of the World Air Games this year, then the beginning of that, there's a lot of aircraft flying, and so there's almost a week between competitions. So I think for people to come out and do both is only really possible for the professional teams. Yeah. For the rest, they just haven't got that time off work. Yeah. They've already used up all their sick days, all of their excuses.
Nothing more left. This is the third of the local teams, Dubai Red, Azhar Dubai Red right now. Penultimate team in the AAA. And then we're going to see this Wembley Lille. Another great announcement made by Pete Allen last night, Leslie. At the end, we're going to have that sudden death fight off, that random round between the top 10 teams. I wonder what the prize is going to be for that. They're keeping it quiet right now. That's going to be an interesting
And that is going to be exciting to see because there is no all random round here. There's no really super fast rounds.
Yeah.
There's a couple of fast ones coming up towards the end of the meet, but the World Challenge always has an all random round, which is exciting.
Now, these are a good team to watch. After the first round, they were in second place.
Yeah, They want to win. They're
Yeah.
on fire.
They are. They can see
And of
the
course,
move.
Julien, Mathieu, and Guillaume have years and years of,
They've been
competing
years.
together in 4 and 8A. And Roy Jansen's not so bad.
Yeah, Roy's he can throw it around a little bit. I wonder how much they've done together. Have you any idea?
No, I don't, but I know they've been flying off and on since the beginning of the year. They did the Aerokart competition in February.
Yeah.
So, but I have no idea how much they've done together. But they look phenomenal.
Don't they? All of a sudden, we've got a 3-team race.